Hey guys, welcome back to AlgoYogi. We are doing array and hashing series, and our next problem in the list is find missing and repeated values. So let's go to LeetCode. You are given a zero-indexed 2D integer matrix called grid of size n cross n with values in range from 1 to n square. Each integer appears exactly once except a, which appears twice, and b, which is missing because a appears twice. The task is to find the repeated and missing values a and b, return the zero-indexed integer array answer of size 2, where answer 0 is the a, which is repeated value, and answer at the first index is b, which is the missing value. Very simple problem. So I've taken the example right here. We are given numbers in the range is 1 to n square. What is n? Well, in this case n is 3. So 3 square is 9. Now there are 9 values right here, so the idea is to go through the entire grid and count the number of times each integer has appeared. That I would say is the brute force solution, and also the optimized solution. We can use a dictionary to basically count each number's frequency. And after that, we can go through that hash map, and then see which value has appeared 2 times and which value has the frequency 0, and we can return that as an inner answer. So I will have I'll call it values map, and in the values map I will go through all of these values and put the frequency in my map. So 9 has appeared in this case 2 times, 1 has appeared once, 7 has appeared once, and everything else has appeared once except 9. So, and then I can go through my values map and see which number has occurred 2 times and which numbers hasn't occurred. So I will basically go over a loop. So for I in range from 1 to n square, I can just say n square. So this is how I will do it, and I will basically have answer variable of size 2, and in this I will store. So if this I, so I will say values map I is equals to 2, then add this to the answer, and if same thing, values map I is equals to 0, then also add it to the answer. Now for this solution, the time complexity would be big of n, or n square, you can say n square, and space complexity is also n square. Now, can you do better with this space? Yes, you can. There is a algebraic solution for that, but I'm not gonna get into that because it's just a little I would say it's a little complicated, and that's not something I guess like most of the interviewers are looking for, although there is a solution, and you can go through it. I think LeetCode has posted that, but let's implement our solution and then we can cover that as well. So here, and I think because the time complexity is gonna remain same, so with space we can compromise a little. However, you should definitely check out that solution. It's right over in the solutions in the LeetCode. So as I said, we're gonna have a values map. Let's just have default dict, and this is going to have just integers, right? And for I'll say I in range len grid for j in range len grid 0. Now let's get the number. So grid at I and j, and we're going to store that frequency, its frequency, into my, so plus equals 1, right? Then now I have the frequency of these values, all the values in my grid. Now I can, for my answer, and I will just go through all the values in range length. I can even just say, you know, rather than that, I'll just say this n is equals to length grid, and because it's a grid, it's not a matrix, so this is going to be, yeah, I think they said it's a matrix, so this matrix will have length and basically same. So I can just replace all these values. So rows and column, number of rows and column would be same for this. So for this range, we can say from 1 to n to the power 2. All right. So if in my values map for this I, if this is equals to 2, that means it's the repeated value, and that's what they said in my answer. The first value should be append this value I, and we'll do the same thing for this. Will only run these two if will only run once, you know, each, and if this is equals to 0, so this is missing, this value is missing, so we will append this, and then finally we can just return our answer. All right. It might happen that the order of A and B might get switched, because it might be the value, you know, the frequency that we are seeing for the missing one, we might be able to see it before this one A. So I would rather have these two, like, you know, I would say double and missing both are equals to 0 0. So I would say the one that appeared twice is right here, so double is gonna be I, and missing is right here, missing is also I, and then instead of this answer we can just return this double and missing. So earlier what was happening is the order could be switched. We don't want that. We have to, you know, return as asked in the problem A and B. So earlier, you know, that could have returned A, B or A or B, but also, you know, we need to go from 1 to n to the power 2, not just n to the power 2 minus 1. Well, I think now we can test it. Let's run it on our examples. Great, so let's submit. Awesome. So let's write down the complexities. So time and space complexities. As I said, time is basically n to the power 2, and then same goes for space. Space complexity can be brought down to a constant, and that is done right here in this solution. Not right here, I think editorial. So right here they have given this solution, an improved solution of this is algebraic solution, where they you know, like if the numbers were perfect, like from 1 to n square, then the sum would be this, like n into n plus 1 by 2, which is like since we have the numbers in, you know, from the grid size is like n square, it's 2D grid, so they can say it n square, you know, into n square plus 1 by 2, and then if you square that, then it would become right here perfect square. I don't know, I think they have just done little thing here, and then they calculate the difference, solve those algebraic equations, and then finally you have the x and y, which are like the repeated value and the missing value, and then they can return that. You can go through it. I have gone through it, and I'm pretty sure like it's not something that people would care about if you have provided basically even this solution right here. So let's go back to AlgoYogi, mark this problem solved. See you guys later in the next problem.